Hello. Today's our 100th day of school. So we are reading a book called 100th Day of School by Reagan Miller, excuse me. What is the 100th day of school? The 100th day of school is a special day celebrated at schools in many places around the world. It is a day to celebrate the first 100 days of the school year. Did you know? The 100th day of school is celebrated in schools across the United States, Canada, Ireland, England, and many other countries around the world. And this caption says schools open on different dates in different places. The 100th day of school is not celebrated on the same day by everyone. Different schools begin classes on different dates, so some schools reach 100 days before others. Most schools celebrate the 100th day of school at the end of January or in early February. Who celebrates? The 100th day of school is a holiday made just for kids. Adults do not celebrate this day, except for teachers. The 100th day of school is celebrated in many preschool, kindergarten, and elementary schools. You can wish your teacher and friends a happy 100th day of school. Children who are taught at home may also celebrate this day. Unlike most other holidays, children go to school on the 100th day of school. It is not a day off. We celebrate this day at school with our friends and teachers. Did you know? The 100th day of school is close to the halfway point in the school year. Why do people celebrate? In addition to celebrating the end of the first half of the school year, the 100th day of school is also a day to celebrate the number 100. 100 is an important number. This caption says some countries celebrate 100-year birthdays. People celebrate the number 100 in different ways. For example, in the year 2000, we celebrated the end of a century. Countries and towns have big celebrations to mark their 100-year birthdays. Did you know? A person who lives to be 100 years old is called a centenarian. Did you know? Do you know anyone who is a centenarian? Calendar countdown. To celebrate the 100th day of school, you need to keep track of the number of school days that pass. Students begin counting on the very first day of school. Most classrooms have calendars. Students use calendars to find the date of each day. On the first day of school, students start counting to the 100th day. They can also use the calendar to count the number of days they have been in school. How do you keep track of school days in your classroom? Did you know we can use the calendar to see into the future? Find today's date on a calendar, then count 100 days. What will be the date in 100 days? 100 days and counting. There are hundreds of ways to celebrate the 100th day of school. Most schools celebrate with fun and interesting activities that use the number 100. Some activities may help children with counting. Children can practice counting to 100 in different ways. Did you know? The number 1 followed by 100 zeros is called a googol. A googol is a very big number. Sometimes children use charts or other kinds of counters to count to 100. They can count by ones, they can skip count by twos, fives, and tens. Children can use a 100 chart to help them skip count. How many different ways can you count to 100? For an extra challenge, start at 100 and count down to reach number 1. Guessing games. The 100th day of school is a great time to practice estimation. Estimation is finding out about how much or how many. In some classrooms, teachers fill jars with objects such as paper clips, marbles, or jelly beans. The students look at the jars and estimate which jar has exactly 100 objects inside. Look at the bowl of candy below. Estimate whether it holds 100 candies. How would you check your estimate? Did you know? You can estimate how long it takes to do something. Try estimating how much time it takes you to get to school in the morning. Travel back in time. The 100th day of school is a good time to learn what life was like 100 years ago. A lot has changed during the last 100 years. Children went to a one-room schoolhouse 100 years ago. Did you know you can visit this website to find out what was happening 100 years ago from today? History.com, this day in history. For example, 100 years ago, many children went to school in a one-room schoolhouse. Students from all grades were taught together in the same room. Today, students use pencils and paper or computers to do their work. 100 years ago, students used chalk and wrote on small chalkboards called slates. 100 acts of kindness. The 100th day of school is a happy day. In some classrooms, the children choose to share the happiness with others. Children bring in canned foods and put them in a large bin. Children work together to bring in 100 cans of food to give to others. Did you know? Share happiness anytime. Think of 100 kind acts you can do for others. Try to do one each day. Children cover their hands with paint to make a 100 helping hands poster. The goal is to collect 100 cans of food to give to a food shelter. In other classrooms, children cover their hands with paint. They place their handprints on a long piece of paper. This 100 helping hands poster reminds everyone to share happiness. Around the world, some schools use the 100th day of school to learn how children in other parts of the world celebrate this day. Some teachers have their students write letters or send emails to schools in different parts of the world. Did you know you can say the number 100 in Spanish, ciento, or French, cent? The students can make new friends and share their plans for their 100th day of school celebrations. Students from one school in Texas sent letters to schools in Canada, the United States, Spain, and South Africa. They then found those places using a map of the world. This caption says a grade 1 class in Thorold, Ontario celebrated by drawing pictures of how they would look when they are 100 years old. Right on. The 100th day of school is a great day for students to let their imaginations run wild. There are many different creative writing ideas to celebrate this holiday. Some students write about what they think the world will be like 100 years into the future. Did you know? Each year, children in the United States vote for their favorite books. The list has over 100 books. And you can go to this website, www.cbcbooks.org. In other classrooms, students may write about how they would spend $100. Some children draw pictures to go with their stories. Sometimes students share their stories with their classmates. Get moving. Games, sports, and activities are often a part of 100th day school celebrations. Children can get moving in many different ways. Try as many of these activities as you can. Count how many times you can jump rope in 100 seconds. You can dribble a ball 100 times or toss a beanbag with a friend 100 times. Grab a hula hoop and try to turn it around your waist 100 times. When you are finished, be sure to cheer 100 times. Did you know it is important to rest after doing exercises and drink a lot of water? Challenge yourself to sit still and not speak for 100 seconds. Can you do it? A day to decorate. Making decorations and costumes is a fun part of any celebration. In some classrooms, students work together to make paper chains using 100 paper loops. They hang their chains in their classrooms. Some children decorate balloons to tie to desks and chairs in their classrooms. Students can even wear special clothing to celebrate. At some schools, children make t shirts or hats to wear on this holiday. They pin or glue 100 items to their t shirts or hats, including buttons, stickers, pom poms, and other items. Some kids also paint the number 100 on their faces. Did you know the Roman numeral for 100 looks like this, a capital C? You can write this symbol on your 100th day of school decorations. Hungry for hundredths. The 100th day of school is a busy day. Children can get hungry after doing so many activities. At some schools, children can make a special 100-piece snack. The students and the teacher bring in different food items such as dried fruit, seeds, and chocolate chips. Did you know? Make a snack that looks like 100. Cut a banana in half for the 1. Use 2 pineapple rings for the zeros. What other foods can you use to make the number 100? Students begin by washing their hands. They then work together to count out 100 of each item. Each group of 100 is put in a large bag. The students shake up the bag to mix up the snack. Then everyone can share the snack. What a yummy way to enjoy the 100th day. Looking back. The 100th day of school is a perfect time for students to look back at all they have learned so far in the school year. It is a day to celebrate the happy memories made during the first 100 school days. Did you know? You can finish this sentence. On the first day of school, I could not, ... but on the 100th day of school, I can. In some classrooms, each student takes a turn to share his or her favorite memory of the year. It is also a good time for students to set goals for the second half of the year. Students think about what they can do to make the second half of the year even better than the first. And that is the end of the book. Thanks for listening. Bye.